Now, of course, you know, anytime you go to your shipper or your receiver, doesn't matter which, you always want to check Google Map. You know, check out the area where you're going to. Where I'm going to, from what Google Maps shows me, it's like a really small place, probably like a mom and pop industry. Looks like it's out of like an old warehouse. And to me, from the Google map, it looks like it's like 2 double wide trailers put together, to be honest. It looks really, really small for a warehouse, but it might be bigger than that. It's off of a side road, so I guess it's going to be a surprise when I get there. It says 198 miles away, so I'll be there by 1:33, and then hopefully they'll load you quickly so I can jump out of there and hit about 2 hours maybe, you know, because I don't go by the time I drive on a Monday. I always go by how I feel, and right now I feel great. You know, you don't want to drive when you're tired. I don't care what your driving clock says. You want to make sure that you're safe. So I'm very happy they gave me the appointment for the 17th. I bet you that's why, because they know my schedule. So, you know, I've been up since 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. It is now 9, so I've been up for 5 hours. I get there at 1 o'clock, which is 10, 11, 12, 1, 4 more hours. So that would be for me being awake for 9 hours. And then if I drive about 2 or 3 hours after that, that's 10, 11, 12 hours been awake. You know, and like I said earlier in one of my videos, it's funny how it works, because you feel more tired when you're waiting for a load than you are driving. And it's very true. Let's see, the route I'm taking is going to be 22 west, 322. These are all back roads. Then I jump on 80. That's the biggest highway once I get through these little state roads. On 322, going westbound in Pennsylvania, and check out these roads. Notice the white dots on the ground. Now, I keep on seeing signs on the side of the road that says, make sure you're 2 dots away from the vehicle in front of you. I thought that's pretty funny. I've never seen that before. 2 dots. I mean, if you have to go by 2 dots, then you really shouldn't be driving. My goodness. So now here's what you do. When you're about half an hour away from your destination and you know you're going to be sleeping soon, you want to look for a spot. You know, on your way out there, look for truck stops. Like you saw that one truck stop that we passed, which is terrible. I do not want to stay there. So I'm hoping, which I'm sure I will, find something here on Highway 80. There's plenty of stops on this highway. Just got to find it, you know. And I pre-planned a little bit more, just, you know, my destination here. I didn't really pre-plan if I was going to be sleeping here over the night, but because, you know, I've been up since 4 o'clock, and to be honest, I'm getting a little bit tired. My plan is to go ahead and pick this up and then travel for about 120 more miles and then stop. That'll reduce my mileage to get to my receiver by, you know, 125 miles or 120 miles. And I think right now it shows it's about, I think, 700 miles. So, you know, tomorrow I roll, let's say 10 hours, and I'll have, you know, a little bit of maybe of 2 hours, 3 hours to get there come Wednesday morning. So that is the plan. Now we're going downhill here. Going down the mountain. Alright. Let's see, how many miles is it gonna be from my receiver, from my shipper to my receiver? 699 miles. That ain't nothing. So yeah, we're gonna get this load, travel about an hour. Not even 120 miles. We'll do 60 miles, and if we find a really good spot, oh, there's Sap Brothers. Really cool truck stop up there. Exit 120. I think I've been there before. Very cool place. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna grab this load, head on out for another hour or so, grab something to eat, get some water for this truck, and then call it a day, and then that way, tomorrow when I wake up around, let's say midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, I can roll like 10 hours, and then finish up around like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning on wait, so if I were to stop at around 2 o'clock today, then I can start trucking tomorrow around midnight, and then finish up around 10 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, and then get an easy spot, get an easy shower, and then just kind of relax and be about a few hours away from my receiver, and then just truck on in on Wednesday. Sounds like a good plan to me. Downhill. You got a place for trucks to stop, check your brakes, make sure you're squared away before you go in. Parker Dam State Park, that's where I'm near. All right, next 2 miles. I got 11 more miles on this road here. Highway 153. 20 miles per hour. I better slow my roll. You know, even though I'm light, still got the weight of the tractor and the trailer. I want to see a bear. I've never seen a bear before, like in the wilderness, you know? Always in captivity. US Foods, I tip my hat off to you, sir. That's a hard job. I used to work for Performance Food Group, PFG. Man, that was my first trucking job. And it was more local, but it was out of Maryland. I would go through DC, I'd go to Virginia, I'd go to West Virginia, Pennsylvania, I did Delaware, and of course the entire state of Maryland. But that job there, man, no joke. You can make good money, but you gotta hustle. Drop that ramp, run down that ramp. You guys know what I'm talking about. All right, we got 9 more miles before we get off of this highway. 17 more miles before we get to our destination. I didn't want to run over Mr. Possum. He looked kind of gooey. "35 miles per hour. All right, I guess we're good. Let's just roll through this little town. All right, so we're getting loaded now. And man, I hope my battery lasted for the last hour. Who knows? But there's a store. Anyway, we're going to Love's. We'll be there about 4 o'clock if we leave right now. Now, I think he's already finished loading me, so he's probably doing the paperwork. So I'm hoping that this Love's has room for me, because it's kind of late in the day. Or maybe we'll find something before we get to it, but it's in Ohio. And that's where we're at. Stay tuned.